What's up, Sports Wars? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about Max Kellerman making one of the most ignorant statements you can make. And that says a lot coming from Max Kellerman because he makes a lot of ignorant statements. But this is what Max does. Max is a shock jock. I feel like Max, when he took over for Skip Bayless, who was the king of making shock jock statements and making ignorant statements to get people like me to talk about it, and that's what Max is doing, and I'm responding, so I'm doing exactly what Max wanted to do. But I feel like Max felt like he really needed to take the trolling to the next level. So you've heard him say stupid things like Tom Brady's going to fall off a cliff. He's been saying that for the past 3 or 4 years now, and Brady has continued to just prove him wrong every single year. He says some of the dumbest things, but this one in particular, he said that Kawhi Leonard is a better closer or clutch player than Kobe Bryant. What? Like, I think Kawhi is awesome. And I think Kawhi is one of the best defensive players I've ever seen. He's a really good offensive player too. But when Kawhi was in San Antonio, he was in a great system under Popovich, no doubt about that. And he had a great surrounding cast. And when Kawhi was not in the games, they still won. They still seemed to find a way to win, because he's not as important as a Kobe was back in the day, or a LeBron James, or something like that, or even Steph Curry. And the same thing has happened in Toronto with Kawhi, where he's great, he's awesome, but the team actually does fine when he's not in the game. You know what I mean? So Kawhi's a great component. He's a great piece, and he is a great individual player, no doubt about it. And he has had a great playoff run so far in this series. He's shown up when it matters. He's carried the load, and we get that. But like Stephen A. said, Kawhi's never actually carried an entire team on his back for a championship run or anything like that. So for Max to play prisoner of the moment and try to say that he is a better clutch player than Kobe. I mean, a big part of being a great clutch player is not being scared of that moment. And Kobe, like Jordan, was never scared of the moment. Never. Now, I do think that Kobe is my all-time favorite player. And I do think that Kobe gets a little too much love in certain instances sometimes. I mean, I hear Kobe fans will say, like, Kobe's the GOAT and all this. Like, no, he's not. Shut your mouth. Kobe is not the greatest of all time. Jordan is the greatest of all time. Kobe's the closest we've seen to Jordan, but even on my top 5 all-time list, Kobe's not in my top 5. Barely makes my top 10 all-time. A lot of times, Kobe fans overrate Kobe. And when it comes to the clutch side of things, like if you look at his percentages and things like that, Kobe's missed a lot of shots, whereas I feel like he gets a lot of credit for making a lot more shots than he actually has. He has made his fair share of clutch shots, no doubt about it. But in this situation, Max is just completely talking nonsense. I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you've ever watched the NBA, if you've ever watched Kobe Bryant, if you've ever watched Kawhi, if you've ever watched LeBron, if you've ever watched a lot of these all-time great players, would you really take Kawhi in that late moment over Kobe? If you say so, you are smoking crack, and you should not be allowed to talk about sports, because you would never take Kawhi over Kobe when the game was on the line. Because, number one, you know for a fact Kobe's not going to back down. Now, the percentages aren't quite there, like a lot of people try to say they are with Kobe, but the mentality is there. And the mentality, the Mamba mentality, that is what you have to have up front. If you don't have the Mamba mentality, then you're going to be in a situation where you may shy away from it like LeBron does. I'm not saying Kawhi shies away from that moment at all, but with Kobe, you know you're going to get him in that moment. He's not going to shy away from it. He's going to take the difficult shot. He's not going to be scared of that moment. Kawhi has a long way to go before he's going to be put on that level. Now, I would not put Kobe quite on the Michael Jordan level of closers, but I definitely put Kobe in the upper echelon of closers, and you have to add his mentality to that, because he would never be scared of that moment. You're never going to get Kobe in a LeBron situation where he's going to not want the ball, run away from the ball, pass the ball, or something like that. Kobe demands the ball. Kobe demands the moment. Kobe will annihilate you. He is not scared of that moment. And that has so much to do with the clutch moment. Whereas, again, I like Kawhi a lot. And he's always been put in good situations with his surrounding cast. Whereas, yes, Kobe's had a good surrounding cast for many times in his career, but Kobe's also the guy that ran Shaq out of town because he wanted to prove himself, because that's the Mamba mentality. So Max Kellerman smoking crack like he always does, saying the most outlandish, stupid shit like he always does, and he always tries to appear like he's so much smarter than everybody. And he's not. You don't know what you're talking about, Max. You really don't know what you're talking about. So continue to do this stupid stuff. Continue to lose all credibility for any argument you make. But anybody that's ever watched sports knows that if the game's on the line and you have a choice between Kawhi and Kobe in his prime, you're taking Kobe every mother effing time. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.